Welcome everyone to our Centering Diversity COVID-19 conversation this week. Today we have with us Geoff Fattah, the Communication Director of the Utah State Courts. Today we're going to be reviewing the resources such as eviction, personal safety, legal aid offered by the courts in light of COVID-19. And Geoff is with us to explain how the public can access these resources safely and in such a way that is addressing the effects of this pandemic. So thank you so much, Geoff, for joining us. Do you want to just provide a quick introduction of yourself and kind of go into the resources?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I'm the communication director for the Utah State Courts, and we've been trying to put the word out about some of the changes that the court system has undergone since the pandemic. I think there's been a common misnomer that the courts are closed. I think our courthouse facilities are actually closed, have limited staff. And so we are trying to encourage people and to get the word out that we are still providing services, but remotely. So either by phone or by email. And so we're encouraging people, if they're looking for help filing things or looking for assistance in other ways, to call us or to email us, and we can help.
Thank you. So what are the basic resources that the state court provides? Could you provide like a rundown of what different things that they can receive help with?
Sure. So we are accepting filings by email. This includes petitions for divorce, petitions for protective order, small claims response, filings in response to small claims matters, response and filings of eviction notices, and much more. We have made a lot of changes to make sure that we can accept filings by email. We do have a special website that is related to the pandemic and services. It is utcourts.gov/alerts. So that's utcourts.gov/alerts. And that will take you to a page that shows the status of our courthouses across the state in terms of the pandemic. Also on that web page is information about filing documents, and there's instructions on how to do that. And we also are offering remote services for payment of fines and fees, as well as a lot of other services in addition. So if you just go to that, there's also instructions. We are holding a lot of our hearings remotely. That means by video. We're using the WebEx platform. So if you have an upcoming hearing and you have questions, you can always call your local court and get instructions and information on how to attend a remote hearing. We do have a user's guide on how to what to do to prepare for a remote hearing by video on the COVID alerts page as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and we'll have that website and all that information in the comment or in the description box below so people can access that. And another question sorry, did you want to mention?
I should also add that we do have an online assistance program to help people fill out their petitions and their forms. It's called OCAP. It's the Online Court Assistance Program. If you go to utahcourts.gov, it's down below on our webpage. And what OCAP really is if people are familiar with TurboTax and how TurboTax takes you through like a step-by-step interview process and then it populates the form for you, OCAP does that for you. And it takes people through the interview process on a wide variety of different legal petitions, including divorce, child custody, parentage, guardianship, small claims matters. There's a whole big list of forms. So what it will do is you can do that from a computer. You can fill out the information. It will then populate the information. I think the one difference during this pandemic that we want people to know is that instead of physically printing the form, you can print to PDF.
Okay.
And then contact the clerk's office for your local court, and then they'll take you through the step process to email that petition and take care of it electronically. One of the benefits right now is we want to let people know that the courts can come to you during this pandemic, and so you don't have to take time off of work necessarily to actually come physically to a courthouse. You don't have to leave the house, and we will do our best to basically accept petitions and filings by email.
That's wonderful. That accessibility, I think, is super helpful around this time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to follow up with that, what different language resources are available? Are there interpreters on call to help with those that are non-English
Mhm.
speakers?
Yes, so we do have a self-help center. It is staffed by bilingual attorneys, and the Self-Help Center is a resource for people who are representing themselves. So that means they don't have the benefit of an attorney. We call those individuals pro se, and those pro se petitioners can then contact the Self-Help Center. That information is on utcourts.gov's website under self-help. And if you contact the Self-Help Center, you probably have, given the volume, we're starting to see an increased volume of people that are looking for help. It is probably best to email the Self-Help Center rather than call. You probably get a better chance of getting a faster response. But the Self-Help Center, they are bilingual in English and Spanish, and they can help individuals fill out forms, guide them through what the next step is. They cannot give out legal advice or legal opinions, but they can help people, guide them step by step through the process. Now, if somebody has another language need, they can contact the court clerk's office, or they can contact the Utah State Law Library, and they can schedule an appointment. And then at that appointment, our staff will basically arrange to have a court-approved interpreter on the phone line ready to assist.
Okay, perfect.
One thing that I should also mention is that people who are concerned about their immigration status, the Utah courts and the state of Utah do not enforce federal immigration laws. So we accept everybody. So we are here to help everyone, regardless of regardless of citizenship status.
Thank you for clarifying that and affirming that it's, these resources are accessible to everyone. In compiling all this information, you have some really great resources and contacts for those that are seeking help. Is there a particular, flyer or website, where they can kind of see all these different steps broken down on what they need, how to proceed, kind of a thing?
Yeah, yeah, our alerts page has, at the bottom of our alerts page, we have information on basically frequently asked questions, like if you've been summoned to appear, what do you need to know? If you've received a jury questionnaire. So we're not currently holding jury trials in any of our courts right now, but people may be receiving jury questionnaires. We still ask people to still fill out that questionnaire, because by law we have to maintain a pool of prospective jurors. You do have to be a U.S. citizen to serve on a jury, and you do have to be able to speak English. And also, we have instructions on how to file a protective order, filing deadlines for your case. What do you do if you have a filing deadline coming up? You can always contact the court. So all that information is under a frequently asked questions section at the bottom of our COVID alerts page. We also have community information flyers for those people who are part of the Spanish-speaking, Vietnamese-speaking, and Arabic-speaking communities. We have those flyers in those languages, and it's a one-page flyer that has information and resources on how to file a protective order, divorce petitions, but also on domestic violence resources and eviction resources for help. There are several organizations out there that community-based organizations that are staffed by attorneys that can help you if you have a domestic issue or if you're being evicted. That information is on those flyers. Those flyers are also on our COVID alerts page.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Geoff, I think that covers all the questions that I had for you, and I think you provided a great overview of what is available, how you can access those resources, and then also kind of calming any fears or worries around communities who feel more vulnerable in accessing these things. So,
Yeah,
last
we want
minute,
to reiterate,
yeah,
and emphasize that we are here for everyone, and so you don't have to necessarily be you don't have to be a citizen. You don't necessarily have to be a resident. If you happen to be in Utah and you need help, contact us, and we can help you. And we do encourage people to pick up the phone and call the courts. We're basically telling people the courts can come to you during this pandemic. So let us help you out either through phone or email at this time. if you know somebody that does not have access to a computer, we are setting up computer stations at our courthouses. I know that those are being set up right now in Salt Lake County, so that our courthouse locations are at the Matheson Courthouse in Salt Lake City, as well as the West Jordan Courthouse. We are setting up computer stations where people can actually then come to our courthouse and use those computers for assistance. We do want to remind people that if you need to come to a courthouse, you need to wear a mask, and you need to maintain safe social distancing at all times within our courthouses at this time.
Yeah, thanks so much for referencing that. Is there a number that you can quote offhand that individuals can call? Or
So
there?
we have different numbers for different court locations. A link to our court directory can be found on the alerts page. So I would encourage people to send people to utcourts.gov/alerts and find the section where they're looking for, and then they can call their local courthouse. They can also Google the location for their courthouse by their county. So if you are in like Utah County, just say Utah County Courthouse, and then contact the clerk's office there, and they will be able to help.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Well, as we're wrapping up, I wanted to spend some time on explaining and sharing out a particular event that the Utah Division of Multicultural Affairs and the Utah State Courts and a few other community organizations are partnering on. I'm going to share my screen really quick so everyone can see what I'm referencing. But Geoff, did you want to talk a little bit about this particular webinar series that we're partnering on and what you hope individuals gain out of it?
Yeah, so we're excited to partner with Multicultural Affairs on this virtual town hall meeting, which is going to be held in English and in Spanish, and it's going to have experts. We're going to have our director of our court self-help center on, and he's an attorney, but we're also going to have two other legal experts from some community-based legal aid organizations, and we're going to be talking about evictions and what to do and how to handle an eviction during the pandemic. What we often find is that when somebody receives an eviction notice, they really don't quite know what to do. And so a lot of times evictions go into automatic default because they haven't responded. So what we want to do is we want to try to avoid that and give people the information so that they can respond and then they can be heard in court. Also, small claims matters. We also see a lot of small claims matters that when somebody is owing money to an organization and a small claims petition is filed, they're going to receive a notice that a petition has been filed in small claims court. We want to give those people guidance and information on how to respond to that, because again, we also see a lot of defaults because people fail to respond. So we would encourage people, if you're a community leader or are very connected into your community, we would encourage you to attend our virtual town hall on August 19th.
Thank you so much. So as a reminder, yeah, this town hall will be on August 19th with the Spanish session starting at 6 o'clock, followed by an English session at 7:15. These are available on our Facebook page, the Utah Division of Multicultural Affairs Facebook page, as well as the Utah State Courts. So like Geoff said, we highly encourage you all to attend and share with those that are in need of this particular resource and information. And with that, Geoff, I just want to thank you from our entire division on behalf of our team for your expertise in sharing, these particular resources that are so timely at this moment, and for your continued partnership. I think something that I really appreciated that you mentioned is that these resources are available to everyone, and that the Utah State Courts are working hard on making sure that access is a top priority in getting all this information out there. So thank you for your time and for sharing out.
Absolutely, and our thanks go out to Multicultural Affairs for facilitating these videos and as well as these town hall meetings, helping us get the word out. So we really appreciate the partnership.
Thank you so much, and thanks to all those that tuned in. We'll be posting some information in the description box as well with the different links that Geoff mentioned. So please reference those. But with that, we want to thank you and bid you farewell for now. Thank you.